Hey, so we're gonna go now not about criminology again, psychopathy or the Lucis Trust. I am expanding the research a little further and expand the introductive motion to lock the white space a bit in. This is how I have been forced to operate for the entirety of my life, basically, or and more specifically, for those 30 months. So now you have as well some type of experience if you are following closely what I'm doing at the moment. uh, you can experience 101 what it is. If you didn't read the article, you can experience 101 how it's been for me for the entirety of those 30 months, more specifically. As in, I start something and then it get blocked directly while I am in the motion of really getting in touch with the topic. So then, because there is a roadblock, I had to move in another direction real quick, and adapt and do a bit of research and be able to quick start things really easily and quickly as and as efficiently as possible. So this is what we are doing now. We are approaching a similar topic, which is still psychology. We've seen with Lucy's Trust, we approach the psychology of Illuminatis as well, because I am talking about the portrait of the Alice Bailey, um, Batman, la trobe Batman. Um, and then because it's a lot about psychology in the end of the day, so I'm like, I was projecting myself. My aim is to understand them, to see how to communicate it, and how to, um, if not fight them, approach them. You know. Um, so I have been approaching the portrait of Alice Belays in such a way, as well in a psychological manner, and as well, like, it helps me to for Stalk Yourself. It's some type of research, and it nurtures my state of knowledge. I haven't been sleeping for quite some time now. I woke up yesterday at 11 a.m., I think. PM. And so it's been 26 hours that I am up, and I thought I would go sleeping. Um, I thought I would go to sleep like 5 hours ago, and I'm still up doing shit. So here we go. um, Now we are going to talk about an exploration of experimental and quantum psychology. An exploration of experimental quantum and an exploration of experimental and quantum psychology. Paradigm paradigms paradigms for understanding mind and behavior. I don't know if that's the best thing to do that now, but I'm still doing it. I mean, this is interesting, and at the same time, um I don't know, it's just stupid. I should sleep, but I don't, so whatever. I keep pushing. This is a bit like, I let it be and move forward. So this is an article that I generated quite some time ago, and there are lots of pages. It's like overwhelmingly extensive and exhaustive comprehensive research somehow. There are like perhaps 60 pages. So it's good if we start right now. And at the same time, I'm going to tell you why quantum psychology. And then if we do the first page, the first 2 pages is going to be good already. Like really like a touch base introduction. So why quantum psychology? Quantum psychology because I am interested in quantum sciences, in the realm of quantum physics. I didn't get the chance yet to study quantum psychology because of the series of events that affected my life. Yet I do know that some first Nobel Prize around the topic were around, was it 1923? Let me check. Quantum physics Nobel Prize. La 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 la. Shit. Award thing, the Nobels. They wanted raise. They made me believe that I would be Peace Nobel Prize. It's like I saw the post and so on about my experience, and like I was not used to it yet, and so they were just having fun with it, and I was like, no, it's not possible. How am I gonna get Peace Nobel? And then I was like, that makes sense because I'm just trying to move mountains so that my cyber harassment case would be taken into consideration, knowing that it's AI related and electromagnetic fields related, and that it's not being really reported, while AI is a new technology, while the knowledge is out there. I was seeing some insight courses from the MIT with AI and science and physics, data science and physics, and I was seeing stuff as well about quantum mechanics. So because I was going more into science as well at that time, and so for me, I just connected the dots real quick. I saw in one place that all those different topics were present, and so I was like, yeah, okay, so it's possible to do something about it and to use electromagnetic fields to hack networks. I thought it was that only the electricity grid of my house. I thought that only the electricity grid of my house was targeted and hacked, and that it was where the electromagnetic modulation were used, were appearing solely, generated where they were generated, but little by little I saw that it was actually something else was happening. So the quanta Planck in a Nobel Prize in 1980. The Doppler effect is about electromagnetism with the electric fields. So electromagnetism, then photoelectric effect, Albert Einstein, the law of photoelectric effect. Then we get again X-ray, electrons, quantum mechanics, Heisenberg, Werner Heisenberg in 1932, and in 1931 no one was awarded. Okay. So 1932, quantum mechanics was officially introduced, basically, and awarded and assigned to the Satanist Werner Heisenberg. He was awarded for the creation of quantum mechanics, the application of which has inter alia led to the discovery of the allotropic form of hydrogen. So the dude just created a new field which led to discover the allotropic forms of hydrogen. So a new form from the hydrogen. Yeah. Easy to perform on the same figure sake. Okay, so he basically, thanks to quantum mechanics, discovered that the hydrogen atoms, to say molecule, hydrogen is it's a hydrogen. It's a, how do we call that again? Hydrogen, it's a molecule. No, it's not a molecule. It's a periodic table. In the periodic table, you have some element. It's an element. I'm gonna see this in English. It's a chemical element. Yeah, that's it. It's an element. It's not a molecule, because a molecule is composed of several elements. So he discovered the different expression of the element of hydrogen, just like that. Just like, oh, quantum mechanics. And then, oh, hey, by the way, this as well. And then like, oh my God, let's award you, right? It's a bit weird to discover like that so many stuff at once. What a genius. Heisenberg. Remember him. Actually, you do. He's been awarded. So he was a philosopher too. So that you know. Because past a certain point, you need to harbor a certain type of philosophy that leads to your discoveries in your specific field. Or does that make sense? It does. Is it what really happens? We learned that it's more dirty than this, than just being brilliant. So what I imagine that there is a pool of knowledge with Illuminati, like that everybody, like some people know, and the closer to the close circle, the more you know about like all the knowledge that's in place. So now you know about mind control. Now you know about a bit more about like consciousness stuff, interpolation of consciousness. I suppose that you understand that it can be layered, stacked somehow, and that it can coexist in one space at the same time, which would be the principle, which would be following the principle of, is it inter it's how is it called? It's called interstate, or it's called bear with me, thank you, because there are several principles following quantum mechanics. It's not the first time that I am going about quantum mechanics. I just had the quantum psychology. I just had the thing in mind. I just had the concept in mind. I was like, oh, quantum psychology. I want to understand that. I want to understand that. This is it. Superposition. So several states can be superposed at the same time. You know, like there is the observer bias. It's like, so because states are like superposed, if you decide to observe one state, it's the state that you're going to see. If you decide to observe the state, this is the state that you're going to see. If you decide to observe both states, you're going to see both states. And both states are the reflection, the expression of the same element that you are studying. For instance, you can observe your body in a vibrational manner and in a matter manner. So an atom or a molecule, you can observe this molecule in a like the matter, the physicality of the molecule, or you can observe the frequencies. You can observe the vibrations. And if you go for observing both, then you see both. You see this object in both states, which are one and the same, and at the same time different, but still the same. So it creates some paradox of representation of our own reality. We've been taught to think about our reality in a strictly matters more prioritized view. So it's like, if I want to move this, I'm taking it with my hands because this is physical thing. If I want myself to go from one point to the other, I need to move with my legs to the other point. But then there is quantum mechanics that arrives and that tells you that it's also frequencies. It's also frequencies. This color here is frequencies. The atoms, all the atoms of my body are frequencies. And apparently we are not even like, it's what, like 1% of what we are? Because it's like we are atoms in the middle, and then you have electrons. And the electrons are like super far from each other. And this is like so small, and this is like even smaller. And so like it's like, right? But then in the end, it's not even revolving. It's just a space where it's like most probable that the atom would be at one point in time. It's like probabilities. So it's like, in the end of the day, we are living in a matter 100% certainty space. So right now, I am here right now, and in a space of probability where it's like we could be like in several spaces, I don't know, at the same time, or not, but like it's most probable that our atoms would be like in one specific point rather than in another. So and this would be like the equivalent of vibrations. And so yeah, and at the same time, we are empty, yet we think that we are 100%. It's like, I'm full. It's like, it's not, I cannot go through this, right? But it's mostly empty. All of it. It's mostly empty. It's nothing. So we are nothing, that yet we are everything. And that's something that trumped my mind for so long. This is one of the bases of analysis of the New Age philosophy. Like, you are what you think you are, because thoughts are electrical signals, magnetic signals, vibrations, an expression of probabilities that are interesting. An expression of probabilities Your thoughts are an expression of probabilities. Your body is an expression of probability. Because, like, to think is electric signals, right? And and electricity creates maybe like mechanical, like coming from wires or coming from the body. So bioenergy, maybe bioenergy, bioelectricity, or just electricity is still like bio magnetism, or mechanic magnetism, if we can say it like this. And so then this biomagnetism is like, it emits a frequency. This bioelectricity emits a frequency, and it's a probability. In the end of the day, it's a displacement of atoms too. And we've seen with quantum mechanics and the discovery of Heisenberg that he was awarded for having discovered different expression, different forms of the atom, of the element of hydrogen. I hope I don't mistaken. I hope you follow the mechanic, the articulation, because I'm just flowing in there. I'm like, I don't really know where I go. I just go, like, I'm just a bit tired. So, but it's good to come back to it, because I've gone away from this type of philosophy. No, given that the new age philosophy is as well a tool that is serving the agenda, and with what I have, be, uh, because everything was like changed in my reality, my interpretation of and knowledge of what our environment was exactly, I just a bit freaked out on my foundations, and so I decided immediately to absolutely stop, um, put too much effort, put much effort the um, in approaching life, so to say, from an energetical quantum base base of analysis framework. Because the thing as well, what I noticed is that for me, the art of manifesting, so attracting your reality based on your thoughts and the way you vibrate, so your emotions, um, this framework had been challenged. And if I were to obey or just operate from that framework, then I think I might not be here today, because I would have most probably dropped it a long time ago. Because like I was really into like really like affirmations, the same thing over and over and over and over, and at some point I dropped it. That was as well easier, but my mind was hacked. Basically, my body was hacked. I was feeling emotions that were not emotions that I was controlling. It's like it was basically remotely controlled. I figured out more and more that my mind was controlled, and right now I'm still like a bit lost in between spaces, and I'm like, when am I exactly controlled? When am I not controlled? Like, how is it controlled? Who does control this? How is it controlled? Is it even possible to control it? Because if it is an AGI, like an artificial intelligence that is like a general one, but like it's much more advanced than a general one past this point, you have a computerized being, form of consciousness that is driving all the freaking 8 billion people on this planet. Like, from my perspective, right now, I am thinking that this shit has been going on for at least a century. So, I'm thinking, this, if I am the one and so on, it means that the AGI has analyzed the system globally, and then has made calculations so that the right people would meet each other, would have the right type of discussion, and like absolutely everything that has been happening, they have been directing it so that I would be here right now with the right type of energy, right type of insight and everything, so that I would reverse all the shit. So at least 3 generations of work. 3. I need to start doing 3. And why quantum psychology right now? Just because it's like I just don't know where to stand on that matter anymore. It's like there is still a part of myself that absolutely believes in the the fact that we are vibrational beings, the fact that we are as well material beings. Like some of the concepts, they do make sense. Um, but then there has been so much lying and so on. Like even my date of birth was wrong because of satanism and so on, because of how crazy they are going just to corrupt absolutely everything that I might encounter, just so that I would have the least foundational knowledge ever. Because of all that, because of all I have seen, I was like, wait a minute. Like they are using as well like this new age thing for what we call like the Aquarius conspiracy, which might be actually something different, but with the common ground of perception. All that to say that I was like, okay, I am somehow being directed, you know. I don't know how that work. I I still have a part of myself that is reasoning from a quantum space. You know, like um I still understand that my actions and the way that I feel and the way that I think are important, at least in action, in groundedness, in day-to-day endeavors. And I know that those endeavors are at least the one manifesting, attracting the reality that I desire. This is where I was at. But then all the think about the thoughts, I'm a bit like, I do believe that's possible, but I don't know if that's real. This is the thing. I don't know if that's real because all the proof and investigation that I had left throughout my life have most probably been manufactured. What I thought was magic, like an insect just passing by in front of me and indicating me the way, these can be lead electromagnetically. So in the end of the day, because I have noticed that I was as well under mind control way before, which I didn't like at all to know, to get to know this information, I resisted a little. Um, I was like, okay, so this thing with the butterfly showing me the path, I thought that this was evidence that something else was actually happening. But now I see that it could have been happening, but it could have not been happening. Or it could have been happening with them because they know the technology. They know the technology. So I'm getting to know more and more of what's happening. I remind you that it's a spy operation, psychological operation, military operation as well, and that I am one of the leaders in this operation. So knowing a bit more about this is as well primordial. It's like I'm a smart ass. I can get my way around lots of things and understand quickly. And I have been understanding like when I was high, like they somehow like send me some information and I processed immediately the information somehow and it bounced back into more information. And it's like I have been like for several type of layers of understanding of what was actually happening. I just realized that it was like a lot going on with my body, and besides the attack, it's like with the control and like the how it's articulating to just computerize the entire thing so that it would just like uh, over empower my natural motion, so to say. This is the aim. This is the aim that I have been spotting. I have seen as well that I had the ability as well to get out of it with training. uh, and I do believe that the more I will experience full blown this type of technology now that my awareness is arisen, the more I am just pushing back the entire thing and just adapting, evolving to just over empower this type of external control, to remain fully independent. Then I think that there might be as well like some type of archetypes, like as if we had like files, like different files, and that the algorithm could plug us into these different type of files, different type of context. So now the game is a bit between computer science, neuroscience, quantum mechanics, physics, that is to say, and psychology. So this is why quantum psychology. And there is as well some like IBM was leading some research in consciousness technology. And so I suppose as well that it's possible to perhaps control the body with your own consciousness. Like perhaps you take a helmet or something, like, or think of your mind, and then you can interact with the other person, a bit like Magneto. Not Magneto, Professor Xavier. It's like you have like your thing, and it empowers your. It's either your biofeedback, your brain frequencies are analyzed, sent to a machine, and this machine then translated to the receptor, so which would be me. And so like this, you have a person with a helmet in a certain room somewhere that would be able to send me some messages, talk to me in my mind, or for instance, make my body move, in certain ways. And this person has also some files, and then there is another part where all the files are just being calculated and rearranged, and like with several versions, and then like be able to just put everything in the right place, in the right motion, so that it will happen in the best way possible. I assume that there is something happening in that matter as well. Don't try to check the electricity grid, the main ones. If you want to find such a place where such an amount of energy is spent, they are some sources of energies that aren't requiring any source of energy that's registered. It's possible to create energy out of nothing, basically, and to hide as well the infrastructure. It's been tested on for the hiding infrastructure since the Second World War, officially exposed, as officially said in Illuminati bloodlines, and the capacity for the mind control, the technology was already present around 1900s, the 1900s. It was already there. Tesla exposed it. Then I have seen as well that there is a basis on the dark side of the moon. It's been shown to me that it's like, it's as if it was like a building that was 1/3 as big at the total diameter of the moon, like 1/3 like up on the dark side of the moon. It was very visible, like lights, like really like an infrastructure there. Then I was like, okay. I seen a majestic. Also, it's a majestic 12 base, perhaps. Anyway, MG12. In one video, I saw a majestic, a gigantesque UFO thing, and then I was like, okay. And then another night, I saw this, and I was like, they're showing me stuff. But then in my mind, they kept making me doubt that there was any celestial presence at all. And make me operate from a position where I would deny their existence so that I would be stripped away from my celestial power. It's nuts. So then, yes, quantum psychology. Quantum psychology. I have so many questions. But like the thing about like the probabilities, like we are a probability entity, probabilistic entity. We are more likely to be in some states than in some others. We are more likely to be in some position to do some type of stuff than we are to do some others. This I do believe. Because the stars, my celestial forces have been as well showing me this. That, was like when they showed me that it was like as if I was there, but that I was supposed to be in this tunnel, in this tunnel of destiny, or that I was most probably going to be in this space. So then it's like they were doing like some stuff like up, disappearing and reappearing here. So it's like as if I was like teleporting myself in my destiny space. It's like even if I'm here, even if I go like there, like out of it's like I'm not. It's perhaps the least probable for me to be there. So even if I arrive there, it's way more probable that I come back here directly. It's like just a snap magnetic thing. So oh my god, why am I recording videos in that state? Perhaps because I was scared of my eloquence. And so it's better for me to record videos which are where I am like in a secondary state. Because like now it's like the tiredness is provoked. It's not even real tiredness. This is the thing. This is just to make me feel confused and have a less eloquent, like losing myself in the explanation, not finishing my sentences, being jumpy between one topic to another without clarifying the link between the one topic and the other, like all that. And if I am like a bit all over the place, it means that I'm spending energy and time on something that is useless. And if I'm spending energy and time on something that is useless, it's like, finally, we are effective, we are successful. We're gonna get what we want. Them dead. Yes, make me tired to death. Okay. So in the end, I'm gonna drop it right now because I'm just too tired, and it doesn't make sense to go to fight it. So instead, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry for betraying you right now, but I promise that I will come back with this later on. You have access to it anyway, right? You have access to it since a while, so you might have gone through it, and now you only have like additional information about the surrounding of why reading such document, right? As if I read it with you, it is to bring you the additional nitty-gritty, right? Is You have the basis here. So at the end of the day, I'm not really betraying you. I'm just giving you more while I was meant to give you less. While I meant to give you less. So actually I'm rewarding you, but I'm still not complying to my own what I said I'd deliver to you. You know what? We're gonna do just the A and see where it goes, because I also want you to have like a high quality of insight, not make you lose your time, for instance, nor losing mine. So an exploration of experimental and quantum psychology paradigms for understanding mind and behavior. I do all this to be able to get out of the mind control. So understanding in which space you evolve helps you to get the hang of it. So part 1, introduction, which is divided in 3 parts. A, setting the stage, the quest to understand mind and behavior. B, introducing experimental psychology, a scientific foundation. C, introducing quantum psychology, a new frontier. So A, setting the stage, the quest to understand mind and behavior. The human endeavor to comprehend the intricacies of the mind, behavior, and consciousness is as ancient as thought itself. This enduring fascination has propelled inquiries across philosophy, spirituality, and, more recently, the systematic domain of science. Psychology as a formal discipline emerged from this deep-seated desire to unravel the complexity of our inner worlds and their outward manifestations. The scope of psychology inquiry is vast, extending from the readily observable actions of individuals and groups to the most profound and elusive aspects of subjective experience. Within this broad landscape, diverse approaches have arisen, each with its own methodologies and theoretical frameworks, all striving to contribute to a more complete picture of what it means to be human. This historical development of psychology reveals a dynamic interplay between the drive for objective, quantifiable knowledge and the persistent need to address the rich, qualitative nature of experience. This tension has fueled innovation and debate, leading to the established scientific rigor of fields like experimental psychology and the more speculative, boundary-pushing explorations found in areas such as quantum psychology. B. Introducing experimental psychology, a scientific foundation. We move on. I read the entire introduction. At the core of psychology's scientific identity lies experimental psychology. This field is fundamentally defined as the scientific study of behavior and mental processes through the methodical application of controlled experiments. It is characterized by its unwavering commitment to fact-based research, wherein variables are systematically manipulated to uncover the relationships between cognitive processes and behavior. Experimental psychology provides the empirical bedrock upon which much of modern psychological knowledge is built. Its rigorous methodologies were instrumental in establishing psychology as a credible scientific discipline, distinct from its philosophical antecedents, and have been pivotal in making psychological theories and therapeutic interventions more evidence-based. The primary aim of experimental psychologists is to test theories of human and animal thoughts, feeling, and action, thereby contributing to a deeper understanding of the mind. The very strength of experimental psychology, its methodological rigor, also inherently shapes the kinds of questions it can most effectively address. Its reliance on controlled observation and quantifiable data provides a more powerful toolkit for understanding many aspects of mind and behavior. However, the challenge of scientifically studying the mind, an entity not directly observable, has led to various operationalizations of mental processes, focusing on measurable outcomes like reaction times, philosophical changes, or behavioral responses. The scientific methods. Now, this approach, while essential for empirical investigation, may not fully capture the entirety of subjective experience. A domain that more nascent fields like quantum psychology attempt to explore through different conceptual lenses. The scientific methods as employed in experimental psychology is indeed well equipped to handle complexity, but its application to the multifaceted nature of the psyche demands continuous refinement and critical evaluation of its scope and limitation. Introducing quantum psychology, a new frontier. In contrast to the established traditions of experimental psychology, quantum psychology represents a more recent and considerably more speculative interdisciplinary frontier. This emerging field seeks to draw upon the principles of quantum mechanics, a fundamental theory of physics describing the nature of matter and energy at the atomic and subatomic levels to offer new perspectives on human consciousness, perception, and behavior. It arises from a perceived inadequacy of classical mechanistic models to fully account for the subjective and seemingly paradoxical aspect of conscious experience, such as the hard problem of consciousness, the question of how physical processes in the brain give rise to subjective awareness. The question of how physical processes in the brain The question of how physical processes in the brain give rise to subjective awareness. All of a sudden, I'm like really tired. So, quantum psychology proposes that consciousness may not be solely a product of classical neural processing confined within the brain, but might be extended beyond it, potentially influencing our experiences and even reality itself. The appearance of quantum psychology reflects that's so annoying. The appearance of quantum psychology reflects a persistent intellectual drive to find comprehensive explanatory models for the mind, particularly for those aspects that have resisted conventional scientific explanation. The counter-intuitive phenomena of quantum mechanics, such as the observer effect superposition, the ability of a system to be in a multiple states at once, and entanglement, interconnectedness between particles regardless of distance, are sometimes seen as offering metaphorical, if not literal, parallel to the enigmatic nature of consciousness. This willingness to explore unconventional theoretical avenues signifies a dissatisfaction in some scientific and philosophical circles with purely classical explanations and a bold search for radically new paradigms, even if these paradigms currently lack robust empirical validation within mainstream psychology and physics. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for listening. I'm thinking I need to die. What the fuck? Those people are just crazy. I need to sleep. Like, they might be like, yeah, it's working. Look. Look at it. It's so hard to go to sleep.